Good afternoon. Today's article topic Importance of Buddhism in Ayurveda. Uh, it was published by the World Journal of Pharmacy and the Pharmaceutical Science, written by Dr. Anurag Pandey, Dr. Tiwari Mamta, Dr. Nigam Pankaj, Dr. Patha Vijaya. They are the lecturer in the Ayurvedic College, Wadini Ayurvedic College, Bhopal, MP in India. Buddhism and the Ayurvedic medicine originated in India and both aim at eliminating the suffering. Ayurveda is the science of life and deals with the physical, psychological, as well as spiritual well being of an individual. It covers all the spheres of human life through its following 8 branches: शल्य शालाक्य काय चिकित्सा कौमार भृत्य अगत तंत्र भूत विद्या रसायन वाजीकरण. Buddhism primarily concerned with well-being of a mind, and the Ayurveda deals with the well-being of the body. The Buddha said that his main concern was the problem of a human suffering and how it could be eliminated. The term in the Buddha in a Pali used to convey the concept of a suffering, that is a dukkha. His whole effort was directed towards finding a way out of the dukkha. Similarly, in Ayurveda, 7 dukkha are described by the great Ayurvedic Acharya Vagbhata, and it's cover all the types of diseases like a physical, mental, psychological, environmental, and the papa karmacha. Ayurveda is an India's traditional system of medicine. It was first described around 3500 BC in the ancient Hindu text known as the Atharva Veda, means the science of life. From the Sanskrit word Ayu means life, Veda means science. An integral part of the classical Ayurvedic medicine is the practice of a yoga and a dhan. The main goal of Ayurvedic system is to cure the people, those who are suffering from the physical or mental diseases, by the 3 most important a type of a therapy called as a Daivya Vapashray, Yukti Vapashray, and the Sattva Vajaya Chikitsa. Introduction. Ayurveda is a very ancient system of a Hindu traditional medicine native to the India subcontinent. Ayurveda is a discipline of a Upaveda or a auxiliary knowledge in a Vedic tradition. The origin of Ayurveda are found in Atharva Veda, which contain 114 hymns and insatiation described a magical cause for the diseases. There is also various legendary accounts of origin of Ayurveda. Example, that it was received by the Dhanvantari from a Brahma. Ayurvedic practices include the use of a herbal medicine, mineral or a mental supplementation, that is a Rasa Shastra, surgical technical, opium, application of oil by the massage. The history of Buddhism spans the 6th century BC to the present, starting with the birth of the Buddha. Siddhartha Gautam was the historical founder of Buddhism. He was born a Kshatriya warrior prince in ancient India, which is now located in a present by a Lumbini in Nepal. The date of the birth and a death are still a point of a controversy, but most scholars suggested Buddha died within approximately a few decades on either side by 400 BC. His particular family of Shakya Kshatriya were of a Brahmin lineage is indicated by the family name Gautama. After the asceticism and the meditation, Siddhartha Gautam discovered the Buddhist middle way, a path of moderation away from the extreme of the self indulgence and the self mortification. Background. The true history of Ayurveda starts in the time of Vedas, the ancient holy book of the Aryans. Hindu mythology tells us Lord Brahma, the creator of the world, transmitted the knowledge of Ayurveda to the mankind. The 4 Veda called as Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharva Veda. All the Veda contain the medical knowledge based upon the principle of Ayurveda, especially the Atharva Veda. Ayurveda theory evolved from a deep understanding of creation. The great rishis or a series like Acharya Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbhat of ancient time came to understand a creation, a deep meditation, and other spiritual practices. The rishis sought to reveal the deepest truth of human physiology and the health. They observed the fundamentals of a life, organized them into the elaborate system, and compiled Indian philosophical and the spiritual text called as Ayurveda. Ayurveda greatly influenced healthcare practices in the East and West. By 400 after decade, um, Ayurveda literature was translated into a Chinese, and the Buddhist philosophy were also impacted by the Ayurveda knowledge. Ayurveda named three elemental substances. The dosha, called as a Vata Pitta Kapha, state that balance of a dosha result in a health, while imbalance result in a disease. Ayurvedic practitioner had developed various medicinal preparation and the surgical procedure by the medieval period. The key concept of Ayurveda medicine include universal connectedness among the people, their health and their universe and the body constitution, life forces, which are often compared to the biological humor of the ancient Greek system. Using these concepts, Ayurveda physician prescribe the individualized treatment, including a compound of a herb and the proprietary ingredient and the diet, exercise and lifestyle recommendation. Buddhism. Originate in northern India in the 5th century BC, before century, at Lumbini in Nepal, by the birth of a Buddha. Hence, Buddhism is a very relatively developing Ayurvedic medicinal system. Siddhartha Gautama attained enlightenment sitting under a peepal tree, now known as a Bodhi tree, in Bodh Gaya, India. Gautam from then on was known as the enlightened one, Samyaka Sambuddha. Buddha found a patronage in the ruler of Magadha, emperor of Bimbisar. The empire accepted Buddhism as his personal faith and allowed the establishment of many Buddhist vihara. These eventually led to the renaming of the entire region as Bihar. By questioning the authority of Vedas, Buddha unbarred the gates to inquiry. Fearless questioning, which has influenced Indian psyche ever since. Buddha's success largely in eliminating the cruel practice of a slaughter of an animal in the name of a worship from all over the India. Now this was again a tradition which was followed by subsequent great teachers like a Shankaracharya. So everywhere Buddhism was a great influence, and the medicine could not remain immune from this change. The Buddha opinion that main concern was a human suffering, that is a dukkha, in a Pali language, that include all its ills of a mind and the body in the form of a suffering, pain, imperfection and so on. Buddha was aware of an intimate relationship of a mind and body and mentions the two kind of a disease, physical and the mental. Buddha said mind is the forerunner of all mental status. Buddha emphasized in his teaching to a disciplined mind to overcome all the physical illness. Eightfold path as taught by the Buddha. The eight factors of this path are right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right efforts, right mindfulness, and the right concentration. Buddhists follow the doctrine of the middle way by the avoidance of extreme and the moderation in all things. Buddhists call it as a five precepts, which are abstaining from taking its life, abstaining from taking what is not given, abstaining from a sensual impropriety, abstaining from unskillful speech, abstaining from taking a intoxicant are in a sense ethics to a follow for a healthy long life. He traveled for 40 years on a foot all over the North India and establishing a perching his noble way by inspired talk, by logical discussions. He created a tradition of spreading a truth knowledge, winning over a people not by a force but by a appeal to a reason. Intertwined relationship of a Buddhism and the Ayurveda. Though the term Ayurveda was neither used in a Veda nor in a Buddhist literature, medical concept and the practice of Ayurveda widely used in a Buddhist era. The Samhita phase of a Charaka Sushruta Vagbhata has a spectacular change in abolition of a mantras and ritual in the treatment of a patient as is as earlier in a Veda. Buddha is referred as a physician and a surgeon in a Buddhist literature. Anything foreign to the human is taken out by a surgical procedure is mentioned in a Sushruta. Similarly, grief was considered something foreign. Buddha could remove a sorrow, and then he was a surgeon and could remove and lessen the suffering. Hence, he was a physician. Promotion and the propagation of Ayurveda. Buddhism has enlightened the whole world with this ancient wisdom of a medicine. Buddhism promoted Ayurveda in the universities of Nalanda and the Takshashila during the 5th and 4th century BC. Ayurveda physicians had outstanding role in this University of Northwest India. The King Ashoka were embraced Buddhism, promoted to the Ayurveda system throughout the Maurya Empire. Uh, in the 3rd century BC, Ayurveda medicine, charitable institution and the hospital have an extensive component of a medicine as well as a surgery to treat both humans and animal. Buddhism propagated the system of a medicine. Whenever this religion flourished, Buddhist monks took the Ayurveda wisdom to all the countries where Buddhism was spread. Thus, it reaches Central Asia, Tibet, China, Japan, Sri Lanka, Sumatra, and many other countries. Promotion of a well-being Vinaya texts are the set of rules by the Buddha had described for a bhikkhus. Now, their very detailed instruction are there about aspect of a healthcare, which covered a food, dining, technique, hygiene, bath, oral care, eye care, cloth, public hygiene, goes into a minute detail about their behavior, conduct, and the great stress was laid on all. And the personal conduct and the some doctrine are mentioned under a Swastavrata in Ayurveda. Buddha, who had condemned many of these practices, he found that something was helping a people, even though he may not have been full convinced. There is a tendency for him to accept mind body relationship, mental health promotion, Dhammapad. Of course, everybody knows that it is something like a Bhagavad Gita, a universal book of Buddhism, and a Vinaya Pitaka dealing with the discipline or a way of a life, the code of a conduct. All these are dealt with the Vinaya Pitaka, what to eat, what to live, and a very great detail. These all are closely related to a Sadvrata in Ayurveda. Cause of a sorrow and the sickness. Diseases are considered as a dukkha in Ayurveda because health has been considered as a moolam of a purushartha. Chatushkaya include a moksha. Good health was highly precise, and here is a quote from a Dhiga Nikhya. Health is the highest gain. Contentment is the greatest treasure. Confidence is the greatest friend, and nirvana is the greatest joy. The greatest impact of this is seen in a Charaka Sharira chapter 1. Diseases were known by many names: Abadha, Amaya, all these terms synonymous which are used as a roga. They all are used in Ayurveda also. Treatment collectively is called as a chikitsa. This was the term Ayurveda, the Buddhist medicine used. They never use the word chikitsa, they never use the word Ayurveda, and the cause of a disease were regarded as a right, which again is a very similar to Ayurveda. In one of the discourses known as Grimanda Sutta, and the Buddha talk about the cause of a sickness and a disease as originated from the imbalance of a bile, phlegm, wine, from the conflict of the humor, from the changes of a weather, from the adverse condition, from the diseases, from the result of kammaha, cold, heat, hunger, thirst, excrement, and urine. Similar etiological reasons are mentioned in a Charaka Samhita Sutrasthan. He said that you will find the excess of a Vata Pitta Kapha or a combination of these that come to a fore, change of a season, incompatible food, external agency, and a karma, effect of a past karma. These all are we consider the cause according to a Dhammapada, which are regarded as a hunger at the worst disease. The basic doctrine according to a Buddhist canon, one is a Pancha Bhuta. As you know, today in the Ayurveda, this is a fundamental doctrine. The 5 element, not the element in the periodic table, but these are space, air, fire, water, earth. These 5 they constitute a Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Dhatu. They called as a Pancha Dhatu. Now that we see in the universe, fundamental doctrine, and this is a Buddhist of a Dhiga Nikaya. They are only a 4, that is a Prithvi, Apa, Tejas, Vayu. Ether is not there. Then later on, in a Milinda Panna, Prashna or Pannu, we find Akash is added. Three dosha, another where a fundamental doctrine in Ayurveda. We will discussing all these later on, but here you will find a Vishuddhi Maga. Again, there is a reference Vata Pitta Kapha. Their imbalance could cause a death. So obviously it has something to do with the health and ill health. Buddha himself says when the 3 dosha are in a balanced state, there is a happiness. When they are unbalanced, there is a unhappiness or a grief. 8 branches of medicine, all these are mentioned in the Buddhist text. They cover 7th of the chapter of 8 branches of Ayurveda. but only one which is a left out. Ayurveda has 8 branches, only one which is a left out is a Rasayana. A Rasayana is a increase the comforts of the oldness, getting old without infertility, high quality living, the kind of a thing. Uh, that is what Rasayana does. Obviously, Buddhists were not interested in this, they were interested in Nirvana. That could be the one reason they eliminated. Rasayana is not mentioned, otherwise, all the branches are mentioned. Treatment. Diga Nikhaya refers a medical procedure, emesis, purgation, nasal purgation. All these three, they were have their own names like Uddha Vireka, Adho Vireka, etc. But in a today, they are known as emesis in a Vamana, purgation in a Virechanaha, nasal purgation is a Nasya. All these procedures are used in Ayurveda extensively today as a part of a Panchakarma. Disturbed dosha are plentiful in the body and you want to eliminate them. These are the methods used in Ayurveda, but essentially the same procedure were used in the Buddha's time. Indian Buddhist Empire Ashoka has arranged a building hospital and establishing a free dispensary for two kinds of medical treatment, medical treatment for the peoples and the medical treatment for the animals, where there were no medical herbs beneficial to a people and beneficial to the animal. They have been a cause to imported and planted. This is the first record of the establishment of the government hospital, and only for the humans but also for the animals. Buddhist monk as Ayurveda physician. Buddhist monks such as a Nagarjuna and a Vagbhat were a Ayurvedic scholar who contributes a lot to the Ayurvedic as well as the Buddhist system. Nagarjuna was the one of the Buddhist monk who contributed much for their development of the Ayurveda. He wrote a great luminary of this ancient medical system. Nagarjuna, who lived in the 2nd century AD in India, was not only a Buddhist monk but also a great physician of Ayurveda. He made several researches in the ancient system and could adapt them in his practice successfully. The researches of the Nagarjuna paved the pragmatic way to introduce a mineral-based medicine which are still followed in the medical world. He was a great philosopher and the psychologist. His psychological and philosophical contribution caused a great influence in Ayurveda. The major contribution of Nagarjuna to the Ayurveda lives forever though he enriched work of the Ayurveda material. Medica history says that Jivaka was an Ayurvedic physician, however, reputed royal doctor and a son of a king Bimbisara. Jivaka is an expert surgical techniques, was also the personal physician of Lord Buddha and his life and the time, which have forgotten in the early India largely. But if you go to the century like Vietnam, Japan, there is that is a very alive a tradition of a Jivika. They will have something to say about the Jivaka. And the Chinese traveler, as everybody knows, they came here in the 6th century earlier also, and many of their observation and extremely interesting about the status of Buddhism and something again incidental references to the practice of the medicine. Therefore, tradition medicine in Buddhist India was undoubtedly the forerunner of the Ayurveda of today. The basic doctrine which are already covered the extensively Panchamahabhuta, Three Dosha, food and drinks, rules of healthy living, disease treatment, medicinal formulation, Panchakarma, surgical procedure tried in a medical practice. These are notably in the practice of the medicine and the Buddhist India, and they become a fully developed in the Ayurveda. Thank you so much for giving a nice information about how the Buddhism have the effect of Ayurveda.